£200 a month. So it could go
or in novels.
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to say the proper term because
You'd have to have
Novels.
tanks.
It's alive! Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Welcome to Empire of Geek, and on this show we've got Paul.
Hola.
Who's not very well, so you're not going to be staying for very long, are you?
No, I'm bunged up.
So he's going to play
Got a cold.
Ultimo Geek, because this is your chance to move into second place. We've got Andy who's got a squeaky toy out, and my dog's here, so that's going to be squeaking all through the flipping show. How are you, Andy?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you feeling well?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay.
Tickety boo. And we've also got Raoul with us.
Yo.
Are you still feeling good?
I am. Yeah. When does this go out?
When I put it up.
Because I'm just trying to think if I'm a millionaire now or if it's before it happens.
Oh my god.
So do I have to pretend to go woohoo or no? I'll just
Are
wait.
you a millionaire now?
Not at this moment.
Will you be next week?
Well, no.
It's going out within the next couple of weeks, a
Okay.
week or so.
It's unlikely I'll be a millionaire. I mean, on paper I might be, but not in real life.
Well, I really hope you do become a millionaire.
Raoul.
Sorry, Raoul. But you've been saying this for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I remember.
Don't bring him down with faking truth, you shit.
Sorry. There's
If you don't have a
naughty
dream,
word.
then how are you going to dream? How are you going to make a dream come true? It's
I
like
agree
a
with
sensible
you. I
one.
agree with you, and I really do hope you do make it.
Thank you.
You have
Nice to
mentioned on
see that.
several other shows about, and we've all mentioned how horrible you'll be when you've got lots of money.
I'd be lovely.
Well, you're the most snobby twat at
You'd be
the moment.
lovely.
You've got nothing.
You wouldn't
so
You'd be
you'll
lovely if you
be-
shared it with
Would you,
us.
Rob?
Sorry?
You wouldn't forget us, though, would you?
Of course I wouldn't.
You'd be lovely if you shared it with us. You'd be an arse if you didn't.
I'd be waving at you from...
Your reinforced machine gun proof mini.
We'll never see him again if he has money.
Of course I know.
Anyway, so on this episode, we've got... This is a slightly different one. This is where we play Ultimo Geek, the greatest geek quiz ever. We look at a comic book and talk about that, which is our comic of the week. We do Geek Music Face-Off, and we also talk about conventions that are coming up. And we also have a fan film of the week, which you're going to miss some of that, unfortunately, but we can tell you all about it. So we're going to start off with Ultimo Geek, and this week's theme is science fiction or science fact. Now, Florian, who is in second place at the moment, and for anyone who's not listened before, we record who wins each week, and we've got a leaderboard. And at the moment on the leaderboard, Andy is in the lead.
How?
He is followed by Florian, who's in second place. Paul is in third place, and Raoul...
Joint third?
No, he actually is ahead of you. He's one ahead of you.
Oh.
And in fourth place
Paul, weren't you
is
going
Raoul.
I've been away. And what's happened?
Yeah,
Let's just see how this goes.
He moved ahead of you. Anyway, to be honest, listeners, the funny thing is that overall, the subjects, I would assume that you would be winning or Florian. You have the fact that you are losing at the moment.
I know! I don't know how that happened. How it could happen. It just makes no sense.
Anyway, Florian said to me, he says he thinks that because you're on such a bad kind of run, that he can beat you by using sheer chance and not even being here. So this pound coin I have in my hand, I'm going to flip this, and now the answers are all either science fiction or science fact. Heads, science fiction, tails, science fact. Florian has given me permission to play as him, just using the coin to answer the questions, because he thinks there's a good chance he can beat Raoul.
Well,
So,
are there any chances then?
yes, for each question.
Do it.
Okay then, so for each of the following statements, play along at home, everybody.
Oh,
Tell me whether they are
nailed it.
science fiction or science fact.
Rob knows physics side.
Some organisms can survive in space without any kind of protective enclosure. Is that science fiction or science fact? That an organism... And Raoul, can you put your phone down, please?
Sorry, I was just helping...
He's
Andy
typing
out.
organisms into...
No, I wasn't.
Right,
It's gone.
I've already...
Right, I've put my phone over there. It's on the floor, yeah?
I trust you, yeah, I can see it. Okay then, so, science fiction, science fact. Some organisms can survive in space without any kind of protective enclosure. I've already got Florian's answer by flipping the coin.
So how do we say, whether or not it's...
Thumbs up for if you think it's science fact, thumbs down for science fiction. You can't put it in the middle. Oh, I see. So you think that's true? What are you going? I can't see your hand over there. Okay, so the answer for that one is science fact. There are two types of, is it lichen or lichen?
There was,
Which
I remember this story about it was something. You know, when
it was
the
some
Apollo
Russians, I think.
missions
Was it
or
Apollos or?
Yeah, they put some sort of probe on the moon, and then I think it was Apollo 13 or 14. No, it was 14. 13 failed, and they took the sample off that satellite and or whatever it is, probe, brought it back to Earth, and realised the bacteria was still there.
Well, this if it could be the same thing. This lichen, they've had it out unprotected in space. They found it was still alive, still fine, no changes to it. It was hit by the ultraviolet waves and all that from the sun, completely survived. So two types of... Is it lichen or lichen? It's lichen.
Lichen.
Lichen sounds a bit like what they call werewolves in...
Lichen, wasn't he like an illustrator?
Lichen.
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
It's a country, isn't it?
No. Anyway. Yes, very nice castles. So that one is... So at the moment, Andy and Rob, you're in the lead. Florian also got that right with the coin toss.
Just goes to show.
And Paul, so next question. Scientists developed a mosquito with glowing bollocks in an attempt to fight malaria. Is that true or false? So scientists have developed a mosquito with glowing bollocks in an attempt to fight malaria.
Do mosquitoes have bollocks?
Well, I suppose they've got, insects have got reproductive organs, haven't they?
But are they bollocks?
Well, this one, we can say this is genitals, glowing genitals.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, I have no idea, but I'm going to say yes.
I will say yes, because I want glowing genitals.
Right, and the answer is yes. This is it's not just on the genitalia. This particular study did that. The idea is that they're going to mark off certain certain mosquitoes. Some have tried glowing eyes, some did try glowing genitals, others just making the whole mosquito glow.
So the idea is you can see them and kill them?
No, you can see them, and basically they've genetically altered them. This is the newest version of it. They've genetically altered them where this version of the mosquito will not carry malaria, and they're going to get it to breed with others. So eventually you'll breed out the ability, and you can see which ones are or not. But there's lots of different versions of it though. So if you look into it, you'll see there's different versions. But that's the current version. The current version is not to do with glowing testicles, but an earlier version was. So at the moment we've got Raoul in the lead, and then in joint second place, Andy and Paul. Yeah. Next question. Newly developed implants can transfer information directly to your brain with the click of a button. Science fiction or science fact?
Okay. Transfer information to your brain.
Yes, so newly developed implants...
Not from your brain.
To your brain. And so... You are all wrong, unfortunately. No, they haven't developed that quite yet. The idea that you can upload like kung fu skills, like in The Matrix or something, not yet been developed. So at the moment, everyone's still in the same position.
I doubted myself with that, but because I saw that everybody put their thumbs up, I thought...
You copied Andy?
Yeah.
Right, scientists are developing a method of delivering babies using a special plastic bag. It will be used in remote communities. And you've all gone for that it is. Florian didn't. They have, yeah. It's called the Odin device.
I can't believe Florian didn't know that.
Yes, you're still in the lead.
Yeah!
You've got 3. I think we've got 2, haven't we?
Yeah, you're in that. So this Odin device is basically it's 2 double bags, and it uses a vacuum. So, for example, if you're in the middle of Africa, nowhere near a doctor, you can use this device. And if you're not giving birth naturally, rather than a caesarean, which would be risky or impossible if you've not got the right people or different things, this will deliver the baby. It's been shown to do it safely. So it's called the Odin device. Next question. Scientists have developed light barriers that act like force fields to stop insects from biting. Science fiction, science fact? Just need your one. And the answer is, that is also science fact.
What fact?
It's this. I think it's an ultraviolet or ultra-red curtain that they've developed, which will stop insects passing it. Yeah. So at the moment, Raoul, still in the lead. Look how happy you are.
Science.
4-3.
Days and nights are getting shorter. Science fiction, science fact. Days and nights are getting shorter.
I don't know.
I'm going to think about this. I'm trying to work out our distance from the sun.
So I've got your answer.
I don't think it's that.
Come
I
on.
think
The answer is it's science fiction. Days are actually getting longer.
The Earth's slowing down.
Yes!
Isn't it?
The Earth's slowing down.
I did the maths in my head. Yes!
You did the maths in your head. The moon
It's
is
just a
actually
fact.
spinning
It's-
further out from us.
Yes.
It's a break, though, isn't it? The moon acts almost as a break on it.
Exactly. Well done. Yeah. That's how the tides are created as it comes closer to us. And so what happens is
Eventually, the gravitationally lock.
it takes energy from the Earth,
Yeah.
and then the Earth begins to slow down. So it's quite interesting. So we have gained something like every 1,000 years we gain, like a second or so. Although since 1977 they've added a number of seconds on to our days. So yes, so days and nights are getting longer. Around about dinosaur times, or around about the early prehistoric times, a day would only be 23 hours. That was a present someone gave me.
Yeah.
So next one, all of the gas giant planets in our solar system, Jupiter,
So that, just to
Saturn.
clarify, that means I'm 2 ahead now for everyone.
You are 2 ahead of everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the gas giant planets in our solar system, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, have rings. True or false? Science fiction, science fact. Every single gas giant planet in our solar system has a ring.
I don't know.
And they do. Admittedly, Saturn is well known for its rings, but all of them do.
More
You just
visible.
can't view them. They're not as
But
visible.
hang on,
True.
Uranus isn't a gas giant.
Yes, it is.
It's not a planet.
Yes,
It is. All of those, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all gas giants, and they all
Uranus
have
is
Oh,
rings.
bum, it is.
massive.
Yeah, it was Pluto that got dropped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, next one to one up. Frostbite, major injury. It's no problem anymore. Scientists have developed full immersion regeneration tanks to speed up recovery times. Like the Bacta tank in Star Wars.
What? So if you've already got frostbite, they can
put you in this tank, and it will increase your recovery time from illnesses. It won't. Say you had your arm chopped off, it won't grow it back, but it will increase it, speeds up healing.
I was going to say, because if you've got frostbite, that's it. You can't do anything about your toe dropping off. It's at it if it goes black.
It's a degree of frostbite, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like burns.
I've got your answer.
So
And the
what was it? Sorry,
answer
what was
is-
the question?
so-
oh, right, okay, yeah.
So it's like proper frostbite, yeah?
Yeah, okay, I agree
Yeah.
with you. I think they have developed it.
They haven't developed it.
Oh, I'm 3 ahead! Sorry.
No, you're not.
You're 2 ahead again.
How come?
You just said on the last one I'm only 1 ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you've come 3 ahead.
2 ahead, yeah. I was 2 ahead, but I lost one now.
Next question. Science fiction or science fact? There is no gravity in deep space.
No gravity.
In deep space. I've got your answer.
Gravity only exists. It only exists where there are planets with gravitational pull in solar systems, isn't it? Okay.
It's science fiction. Even though out in deep space,
Yeah.
gravity, there is still an effect
Whereas-
of it, but it will be very minor.
Gravity is the only force that can reach across
Yeah,
galaxies.
even in the distance of
Yeah.
space, yeah. So that is science fiction. So at the moment, you are still 2 points ahead.
No, that's my 3rd one. That's got that. That's 3.
Yeah, but he also got
But
that right as well.
Oh, what? Okay.
The basic premise of teleportation, made famous in TV Star Trek, is theoretically sound. In fact, scientists have already teleported the quantum state of individual atoms from one location to another. Science fiction or science fact? Just waiting for your answer, Paul. And the answer is yes, it actually is correct. So,
I got that one.
Raoul, you won this week. You are now in joint 3rd place with Paul. Look how
I'm bringing
pleased you are.
back. I'm fighting back. I'm bringing sexy back.
Did you like that, mate?
Right, I just want to give you a little bit of info on some of those answers we gave you then. So as far as the days getting longer, is what I said they did. Both the Moon and Sun's gravity add 1.7 milliseconds to the length of a day each century. Sorry, not every 1,000 years. So although that figure changes on geological timescales, the Moon is slowly spiralling away from Earth as it drives, day stretches, tides. It's a phenomenon recorded in rocks and fossils that provide clues to the satellite's origin. Also, they've looked back through kind of ancient Chinese records and found that the solar eclipses that they recorded would not have happened when they thought they had unless days were actually getting longer. So that's the proof they found behind that. So it's really interesting. They do reckon, though, that at some point that the moon may start spiralling back in towards us, and that at some point the moon may hit the Earth. However, by that point, all life will have probably ceased to exist on the Earth.
We'll be living in deep space.
Well, there's a good chance that the sun will have gone supernova by that point, and we'll all be dead anyway. So, and then the transporter, as early as the late 1990s, scientists proved that they could teleport data using photons. However, that's called light energy. Any surface that was struck by a photon absorbs it. But what they have found that recently, that this is University of Innsbruck in Austria, and at the National Institute of Standards and Technology in Boulder, Colorado, that they can actually teleport individual atoms using the principle of quantum entanglement. Experts do say, though, that while this could enable super fast computers, it's unlikely that you'll be able to teleport people across...
Because the thing is, with quantum computers, every decision, every single possible calculation could be done at the same time. That's mental.
Yeah, super fast. Basically, that's how we get taken over by robots, isn't it?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they did it. So yeah, so that's the idea. So the theory behind transporter can work, but it's unlikely that we'll better send humans. We're losing you now, aren't we?
Going home, guys. Got an early start.
Well,
see you later.
Going to London. Huh?
Say goodbye to the listeners.
Well, enjoy it. Goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye, loser.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, you are such a bad weirdo.
I'm coming back.
See, that reinforces that if you do become a millionaire, you're going to be a horrible person. You're going to become a horrible...
I'm going to be nice. I just don't like losing. I'm getting back. I'm clawing back.
He's clawing his way back.
See you guys.
Okay, see you then.
See ya.
Okay, this week's Geek Music Face-Off, we're going to have Bill Murray, who we mentioned in the previous show, who's in A Very Murray Christmas. We're going to have him facing off against Gene Roddenberry's original words for the Star Trek theme tune. So this is essentially Bill Murray's version of Star Wars, which he sang on something like Saturday Night Live, versus the Star Trek theme tune with the words. Were you aware that the Star Trek theme tune had words to it?
Yeah.
Don't all answer at once.
I was aware, but...
Anyway, so for copyright reasons, I won't play you all of the songs, obviously. We'll get a feel of them. And we're going to vote. Who should win? Will it be Bill Murray with Star Wars?
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars, Star Wars. If they should bar wars, please let me Star Wars stay. And hey, how about that nutty Star Wars bar? Can you forget all the creatures in there? And hey, Darth Vader in that black and evil mask, did he scare you as much as he scared me? Ah, Star Wars!
So that was Bill Murray with Star Wars. Or do you prefer and this is a much longer one, this is Star Trek with Gene Roddenberry's original lyrics, and we're going to vote on these in a minute. Now, we've lost Paul, we've gained the lovely Lisa. All you've got to do is you've got to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You don't have to speak on it, don't worry. So this is Star Trek with the original lyrics by Gene Roddenberry. You might want to sit back and chill a little bit to this. Listen for the sound of the theremin coming in a minute. I'd like everyone at home to put their hand up in the air and pretend you're playing an invisible theremin, which basically they are invisible, aren't they? But
Bill Murray wins.
give it a chance.
Yeah, but it's Bill Murray. It's like Bill Murray is that card in the top trump pack that just trumps everything.
You've not given Star Trek a chance.
Is there any lyrics?
There is, but they take forever to start.
quite easily listening, isn't it?
It was made in the 70s, wasn't it? It's lounge music. You've got your smoking jacket on, you've got your cigars, you know.
Sitting there with your green alien chicks.
Yeah, and your cognac. No, they drank. Did they drink booze on Star Trek?
Yeah, Romulan ale.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to stop it there. Now, the reason that has actually got lyrics is because Gene Roddenberry wanted to be credited as the writer of it, and I think he had to make up some lyrics for it, so they were never meant to be heard with the TV show. So anyway, so we're going to go straight to you, Andy. You're going to go for Star Wars or Star Trek, basically?
I'll probably go Star Wars, actually.
Did you like Bill's version of it?
Yeah, he was good. I quite like that Star Trek one. It was close call for me on that one. It's like that was almost like lift music, you know.
That's what it is. I don't dislike the Star Trek one.
No, I don't.
Do you know what, I'm going to give my vote to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because I like that. I love the Star Trek theme tune. And you don't hear the theremin as often as you should do in songs.
I thought theremin was one of those horrible diseases.
To go with scrim. So the theremin is that futuristic device, isn't it? Where you got basically you got a sticky up. You got a box with a sticky up thing at the top and a sticky up thing at the bottom, and then you're crossing your hand across some kind of sensors or something.
Yeah. It just breaks a circuit.
Right, can you give me, please, Lisa? You don't need to speak. Can you give me a thumbs up if you prefer? I'll say the name of them. Do you prefer Star Wars by Bill Murray or Star Trek? So, Star Wars, thumbs up or thumbs down? Are you going to talk on the podcast?
Bill Murray.
Did we just listen to them?
Star Wars.
Yes, we were just listening to them then. That's what the feature of the show is, yes.
Star Wars.
So, Star Wars or Star Trek?
I didn't listen, to be honest.
Oh, we won't count yours then. So, what are you going with?
Star Wars is Bill Murray.
Star Wars. So, Star Wars wins. It's got 2 votes to my 1. You fools. But yeah, although, of course, Bill Murray does tend to trump everything. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is fan film of the week. I'm going to show you this now, so I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll talk about it. The fan film of the week, incidentally, is called Batman the Bloody Valentine. It's a dark and twisted take on the Joker's love affair with Batman, and how he'll go to any length to get Batman's attention. It was directed by Harry and George Kirby. You can find out more about them and their films at www.kandkfilms.co.uk. I'll say that again because I burped when I was saying it. Sorry. www.kandkfilms, all one word, .co.uk. And this was released on the 11th of February 2015. So, we'll have a watch of it, and then we'll get feedback. So, we just watched the Batman, the Bloody Valentine. So, what did we think? We'll start off with you, Raoul. What did you make of it?
I liked it. I mean, when it first opened, I saw the smoky visual effect and the explosions. I thought, because it didn't look quite as good as much of the visual effects we've seen on many of the other fan films we've watched. However, I mean, the premise, the concept, I like the concept. The idea that the Joker is constantly trying to seek approval from Batman, and so, does all this stuff just to get his attention. I liked the fight scenes, so yeah, I thought it was good. I'm actually will go onto their website and have a look at all the other stuff.
Yeah, I liked it. I like the fact it was released on the 11th of February this year, which is just before Valentine's Day as well. I think it's quite a cool.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was Valentine's Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, 14th of February.
Yeah.
I'm sure your girlfriend will be pleased to know you don't know when Valentine's Day is. But yeah, I liked it. I think you're right. Some of the special effects we've seen. Some of that better. I think the fights, the choreography and stuff, the camera angles were really good. I liked that. I think if I was going to pick out, and again I don't want to pick fault with something, the bit when Batman throws these 2 little kind of metal explosive devices in, you could tell that they
weren't real.
They didn't look gritty and grimy enough, but that's just picking tiny. That's just being knobbish of me picking those things out. And you're right, the explosions. What they needed with the explosions was they needed some things flying kind of out as well, which you could do on After Effects, but that's only minor little, quibbling little points. I liked it. I think it was nice and short, and it did explain really well. And I love the fact that you had the Joker singing over the top. I don't know if they did that themselves though. Did they get that from somewhere else? Because if they did it themselves, the guy who did the Joker's voice was brilliant, wasn't he?
Oh, I thought the actual look of the Joker as well was this kind of like decrepit, not this clean cut kind of smooth character, this kind of decrepit, like the makeup's been troweled on, that kind of thing. I thought the Joker looked like a really good Joker.
Yeah, he did. He looked evil, didn't he?
He just looked like a
that
bastard.
big fake kind of chin he's got on as well. What did you think, Andy?
Yeah, I thought it was quite good. It was well shot. It kind of reminded me of The Dark Knight with the bank robbery scene when they've all got the masks on and the.
It was quite similar to that, wasn't
it? Yeah. No, I thought it was good, especially the bits like I say, when he last seen that guy and his gun went off as he was dragging him away and things like that. I thought they were good. Like I say, the explosions weren't the best, but on other aspects of it, I thought it was quite well shot.
I think the thing about that is we're judging a lot of these fan films almost against Hollywood-style films now, aren't we? Because some of them are as good, and there's aspects of that which...
The thing is, with, compared to like years and years ago now, you can... On a shoestring, produce some really amazing stuff.
Yeah,
it's all more affordable.
Yeah, but I liked that. I thought it was really well done, and like you said, the premise of it was really nice with the song in the background. The fact that the Joker ends up slitting that woman's throat at the end as well, and wiping her arterial blood all over his face.
Yeah,
that was good. It's a nice little, well put together film. Have you checked out their website?
Yes, I have. I've got it up here. There's quite a few things on here. It looks like a Dragon Ball Z, Goku and GoPro. Oh wow! Okay, that's cool. So they've done something with a GoPro, and actually, let's have a look at this now. This looks amazing.
Should do this one next week.
No, okay, we'll do it next week.
Next week.
They've got a it's a real life Dragon Ball Z using a GoPro.
That's Dragon Ball Z for anyone who's a fan of the actual real show. Continue. Dragon Ball Z.
I've always called it Dragon Ball Z.
Scrim.
Yeah, I mean they've gone up to the Peak District. No, man, we've got to do this. This looks cool.
We'll do that next week then.
Okay, we'll do that next week.
Let's give them another shout again. That's Harry and George Kirby. www.knkfilms.co.uk. We loved that film we just saw. Apparently, this one that Raoul's just seen now is going to blow our balls off. So next week we'll be doing them again. Sounds brilliant. Right, next one is Comic of the Week. Is called Prime. Now you've had a chance to look at this, haven't you, Raoul? And I did. This is it's written by Stu Perrins, who actually contacted me this week. I saw him on Twitter saying if anyone wanted to look at the second issue of his comic, and I messaged him. Illustrated by Israel Huertas, who is I do apologise if I pronounced that wrong, who's a Spanish illustrator. Issue 1 and 2 are out. Issue 2's just come out now. And basically the comic books are about a superhero called Prime, and so far in them they've told his backstory. The first one introduces you to him, and then the second one goes a bit more into how he first kind of manifested his powers, whereas the first one was about his mother and these experiments that were done, and the second one is he didn't really thought he was an ordinary guy. He was in an accident at the end of the first book, and then in the second one he starts developing all these kind of amazing powers that go along with it. If you want to read some more about that, you can go www.facebook.com/clockworkgoat, and that's a website to tell you a bit more about them. So did you have a chance to look at it, Raoul, when you came?
Yeah, I had a quick look through. I wasn't a massive fan of the front cover, the colouring, that kind of Photoshop gradient thing, but the actual line work I thought was really good.
Yeah, because they have colour covers, and then inside it's all black and white. So yeah, I've got to say, when I looked at it, it doesn't look like a Marvel or DC style comic. It's got a bit of its own kind of feel to it, which I really liked. Because I hate it when you see stuff that tries to ape badly Marvel and DC comic books. It does have its own particular look to it. Very clean lines, good use of black and white. What I will say is some of the writing in there. In both issues. There's some quite funny jokes about reality TV stars. In the first one, without want to give anything away, they have a reality TV star whose kind of head explodes and his lungs fly out of his neck hole.
Oh, bonus!
Which is brilliant. And then the second one, there's a few jokes about the Kardashians as well, which is quite good. So there's some kind of nice little hidden kind of gags and stuff in there. I enjoyed reading them as well. There's going to be 4 issues according to the front covers that are going to come out on that one. I like it. It's the kind of thing that I want to see at conventions when I go there. Kind of homegrown British heroes. Now the story is set in I think it's called Hope City, and yeah, I enjoyed it. My only complaint would be of them that I just read them so fast. You know, I want to see it. I don't know if
how many pages are they?
The same as a normal. I'm going to guess there's 18 to 22-ish pages. I wanted more, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing necessarily. But I went through it. I enjoyed it and went through it. It's traditional superhero type fare, but I enjoyed it. And normally I get turned off quite quickly by stuff that's kind of superhero stuff, but I enjoyed it. It was good. I would like to see the rest of them as well. Now, if you want to buy them, as I'm sure people will, you can go to www.drivethroughcomics. That's drive and then through spelt THRU comics.com. And if you go on there and then look up Prime, you can actually buy it there. And I'm pretty sure when I looked on the website, you can kind of choose how much you want to pay for it as well. So, no, it's good. I hope this is like a mini-series, which is then going to introduce it and then going to a longer story. So at the moment, they've just introduced the character, told you the backstory. I think there's a lot more scope as they build the world that he lives in. But yeah, it was really enjoyable. So I wouldn't mind seeing the inside coloured as well. I know you didn't like the cover, did you?
Yeah, I think that, you know, when people like just, I think it's probably more like the dodge and burn tool almost, the way it's been done. Do you know what I mean? That kind of that flap, and then just worked in. Whereas I thought the line work was really, really good.
Yeah, I'm just going to find my... has Paul nicked my iPad, the thieving git?
Just borrow down here.
Oh, brilliant, yeah. I was just going to show Andy some of it as well. But yeah, so that is our comic of the week. So that's Prime, written by Stu Perrins. Really, I really enjoyed reading it. Just wanted a bit more on that one. I'd like to see it developed a bit further on that one. So I'll let Andy have a look at that, because you were a bit late to read it when we looked at it earlier on. Yeah, it's a nice looking comic. Some cool kind of layouts on it, some fun dialogue that goes along with it, and nicely drawn. I would like to see the inside pages coloured, but maybe, like I said, I know Raoul made some comments about the front cover, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think maybe it distracts from the line work a little bit, some of the colouring work. Is that what you...
Yeah, well, it's just, yeah.
But again, we're being picky for being picky's sake, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's lots of strong blacks and whites in this, and maybe you've got to be careful how you use colour. Do you agree? You've not even seen it, Andy, so don't you even... But yeah, so that is Prime. Go check it out now. Just to remind you again, you can see them on www.facebook.com/clockworkgoat or www.drivethroughcomics.com and look up Prime. So issue 1 and 2 are out now, so go and check it out. Which leads us on to the final part of the show, which is conventions of the week.
None in Wales then?
No, Wales is on our blacklist now. After. The first one is Wigan Comic Con. This is on the 3rd of June at Loire Drive, Robin Park Arena in Wigan. And the Wigan Comic Con, they're going to be... John Chalice is going to be there. Is it John Chalice who plays Boise in...
He goes everywhere.
He's everywhere, isn't he? Yeah.
I actually think he's like God or something. So he's like this omnipotent being that's like in every...
Omnipresent.
Omnipresent, yeah, that's the word, not omnipotent. What's omnipotent? What does that mean?
All powerful, if you're omnipotent.
Okay, well, yeah, all power. Yeah, that's right.
So if you go there, there's going to be lots of big, huge dealers hall, comics, collectibles for sale, artwork, and more. There's going to be celebrities such as we said, John Chalice, Norman Lovett's going to be there. Play the original Holly.
Red Dwarf.
From Red Dwarf, yes, of course you can. There's going to be a retro gaming area, which seems quite popular. A lot of cons at the moment. There's going to be some cars. So I'm going to guess that Kit. Because every con I've ever been to where there's been cars, it's been Kit.
Kit. Name a car that should be at con. The de facto, the DeLorean and Kit.
Necto 1.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see there. So yeah, so that if you want to get book tickets for that, you need to go to their website, which is WiganComicCon, all one word, .co.uk, or go to www.funkyfigures.co.uk. So there's tons of stuff there that you can go and see. We've said already, John Challis, Norman Lovett, Alan Harris is going to be there, and Sarah Louise Madison, who is a bit of a fitty. She played one of the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who.
Did she?
Yeah. Obviously, she was made up quite a lot for it.
Wow.
So, are you suddenly interested in going along, are you?
She's a pretty young lady.
You're something so grubby about the way when you look at the ladies. Right. That's the way you kind of lick your lips slightly. It's like, what a lovely young lady she is.
I wouldn't go just for that.
Right, the next thing I want to talk about, we mentioned this on a previous show. This looks awesome. It's Andercon, which is a Jerry Anderson fan convention. It's on the 12th to the 14th of June. If you want to find out more, go to www.andercon.co.uk. There's also a YouTube video where you can see Scott Tracy from Thunderbirds actually promoting it. They've got the proper puppet and they've done it with that. There's going to be a ton of stuff there if you go along. Now, Jerry Anderson's son, Jamie Anderson, is going to be there talking about a new show developed on one of his dad's ideas. There's going to be costumes, props. They're going to be showing parts of Space Precinct. They're going to have some of the actors from Space Precinct there. Space 1999, Thunderbirds, Terrorhawks. All that stuff's going to be there. There's going to be prop areas and, the props and models from different shows. It looks absolutely cracking. Now, one of the things that... So if you want to go to the website and look up, andercon.co.uk, you can do. But what I want to talk about was Firestorm. Now, Firestorm was an idea that Jerry Anderson had, which was then developed into an animated cartoon in Japan. But Jamie Anderson wants to make it as a proper Jerry Anderson-style puppet show. And he did a Kickstarter last year, or the year before.
Oh, I heard about this, yeah.
And he got some cash for it. And they've started making it, and I've seen some of the little tests they put on. So if you want to know about this new show, and they're going to call it something like Ultra Marination, because Jerry Anderson used to call this one Super Marination. But he's going to be there, and I'm sure he's going to talk about it, probably show some clips from it, because some of the artwork they've got for it looks really cool. So I'd love to see that, a new kind of Jerry Anderson style show done by his son. Because I know they brought out the Thunderbirds film, new TV show.
Which you watched and you've
I liked it.
You liked it, yeah. I'm still not.
Have you watched it yet?
One episode. I'm still not. The trouble is, it looked too CGI-ish. CG.
Yeah, we think the characters is a problem.
Yeah.
The best bit about it is the backgrounds and the props. They're amazing. Part of me does wish they'd use puppets.
Yeah, because the trouble is the characters, while they've been CGI, they don't look realistic enough. They don't look real enough.
Because obviously, if you remember watching Thunderbirds, it was almost like real actors.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is the puppets. They look like
puppets.
They look like puppets, but they were brought to life and they fitted. They worked with the background, the whole thing. It didn't look like they were out of place in that world.
Yeah.
Whereas the CGI-ish or CGI characters don't look like they belong, if that makes sense. It doesn't quite...
Yeah, I can go along with that, yeah. They don't always seem to match it. That's true. But I really like it. I liked it. It's good. But I would really like to see this Firestorm. Just to see. I'm not really familiar with Firestorm. I never saw the animated cartoon of it, but I want to see it. And some of the puppet tests they've got on, they're only quick little things. They look really cool.
I'll
Some
check
of the
it out
models
later.
they've got to. Yeah, so... That's Andercon. Let me just go back and tell the folks when that is so they can check it out. Because everyone's going to want to go to that. So it's the 12th to the 14th of June, and that's www.andercon.co.uk. If you like Jerry Anderson, and of course you do, you'll want to go along to that. And that brings me to the end of this show. So, what are your plans for the rest of the week, Andy?
Just work, really. Yeah, that's about it.
With a fun answer there from Mr. Cook. What about you, Raoul? Big plans? Become a millionaire?
Any moment now.
I just got.
I'm leaving the podcast, dudes. Bye.
I'll still do the podcast. I'll have loads of time. If I was a millionaire, think of the time I'd have. I'd be around it all the time.
Oh, let's hope he doesn't become a millionaire. Why are you going to become a millionaire? Are you not allowed to talk about it?
Not allowed to talk about it.
Oh. Anyway, so we'll say goodbye to the listeners then. Thanks for listening for us this week, and we'll catch you all next week. So, goodbye from me, Steve.
Goodbye from me, Raoul.
Raoul, yes, to think about it for a second.
Goodbye from me, Andy.
Yeah, and goodbye from Lisa.
Goodbye.
Oh,
That
she's
was
so...
lovely, that was.
That's
Bye.
not the cake, that.
That was ghastly.